Yep. So I've got my my car back, and the frame is still bent. The company I took it to didn't want to risk any further damage to the frame. They didn't know what was inside the frame versus what they could already see as damage, like right there, and therefore they won't touch it. I'm not happy. So, given the standard normal crisscross diagram or whatever you want to call it, I have I've done this to my car, and you can see here. There's the cat. And so right here, roughly center in front of the what do you call it? The dang transmission mount. Here is where I'm going to show you first, and that's more or less what I've got. In fact, it is pretty well centered, so I'm not worried about. And I'm roughly center line with the car, and you can see here's that center bolt, and it's pretty centered down the gap there of the transmission mounts. Next one back will be this one here, and you can see that using the pumpkin as the center point, it's a little bit off back here. So my my front portion of the frame is not too bad, and you can see that there's definitely a gap. Let's see, I don't know if you can tell that too well, but there's a gap between strings there, and it doesn't show up too well on the camera here, but it's about 3/8 of an inch, 4/8, half an inch, and it is a little bit off center, so not by much. Again, I'm in the center of the car, center of the plane there. There it is, and you can see where the junction there is just a little bit off to the left. So I figure once this portion goes down some, I'll be able to even that out. So I have a couple of options here. First off, this side's too high by about an inch and some change. This one's too low by about an inch and some change. So obviously, the rear portion of this frame has been twisted. When I had this on the floor, it was just about dead nuts even. What do they call it? The frame, the reference point, the plenum point. I don't know. I think it's even listed here. Hold on. Tolerance to diagonals, the datum line. There we go. So the datum line was pretty common on these rails here. But so I don't think I'm going to be able to repair this. Pull it back out and make it look pretty, but I can certainly put some filler or something in there and make it smooth. Again, I'm not too awfully worried about that because it's going to be covered by the body once that goes on. Even this, I can more or less fix. I'll get a dent puller or something and pull it out. But again, it's not going to be seen, so I'm not too awfully worried. If I fix this myself, I'm likely to slice open this junction here. Although it wasn't, no, not that junction. I don't want to fuck with that. Right here, where the prior repair was done, and see if I can force it down. One other option is to put 4x4s along the datum line there, under these rails, so that it extends all the way through here. I'll take the rear axle off in the leaf springs, lash the frame to that thing. God dang it, I'm kind of off a cold. And then using a jack or some other hydraulically forced something, make this portion go down. And I've got no end of propane and butane and other bottles and so on and so forth, so I can generate the heat that I need to. Oxyacetylene, that's what I'm thinking about. And the same thing over here on that side there. Another 4x4 along the long axis, or two of them, lashing the frame to itself. Nice hard surface. And then I either jack it up on that portion over here, or I do something else. You can see where it's buckled there. So honestly, this frame is not as bad as it looks. There's the buckle there. If I wine, dine, and julienne and slice and dice right there, here's option 2. Option 1 is straighten this thing out myself. Option 2, God, this cat. Yes. Option 2 is just slicing off the 2 arches there and welding in a couple of new ones. That wouldn't be too awfully tough. Trussing on the inside. What would you call it? Not trussing, but nice thick plate steel on the inside and good solid welds. Keep this thing nice and straight and strong so that it won't pull itself apart or buckle under a hard load. Or I'd hoped to put a tow system on here. I'd cut off a Barney side and have a little bit of a tow hitch. So that's option 2. Option 2 being replacing these arms altogether. Option 3, and I discovered this yesterday, is a company even more near my house now. So the other company was about 25 miles away, and it was a $100 tow to get this thing off to them, for them to say, oh, we can't do it, which really pissed me off. And the guy that damn well told me this said that, I should have asked him to come over first and take a look. Yeah, bullshit, I tried that, so I'm not happy. Oh well, shit happens, right? But these guys are maybe 5 miles from me, and if they hopefully request that the wheels and so forth come off, that's, let's see, 2 bolts on each side, so there's 4. 5th bolt there, 6th on the tie rod, and then 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8, 16 bolts, or the hell, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 8, yeah, 12 bolts, 12 undos, and that's a half hour's worth of work. Easy work. So they're going to come over in a week or so from now. Excuse me. Get a gander at what I'm looking at. I'll be very blunt about not giving a flying, about this frame cracking in other places, because I'm just going to repair it. And we'll go from there. So I guess that's enough for now.